Hello, family and friends and fellow YouTubers. It's Kim here from Kim's Country Corner, and today I'm going to take you on a trip through Arches National Park in Utah. John and I had gone there for a trip right after the Grand Canyon, but my camcorder wasn't working, so I'm going to show you in pictures. So one of the first places that John and I like to go when visiting a national park is the Visitor Center. You can find a lot of fun and interesting facts about your national park and its visitor center. And a lot of times they will even have a short movie as to how the park was formed and then later developed into a national park. So John and I did watch the 7-minute movie about Arches. And then here's a shot of the visitor center as we're going up the side of the cliff into the actual park. And can you see the visitor center way down there in the valley as we're getting further and further up the hillside and into the park? Each of these formations has a name. I do not remember them off the top of my head, and I don't want to give out a false name. So I'm only going to tell you if I know for sure. But they're all so interesting just sitting out there in the middle of nowhere. Now I know that these were called the petrified dunes. They're actually sand dunes that have been frozen in time. And I just thought they were so cool. The petrified dunes. And once again, we just have some unique rock formations. So now we're coming up on one of the most famous of the rock formations, Balanced Rock. And as you can see, it is a boulder that is balancing on top of a boulder underneath. And here John and I are in front of the Balanced Rock. And one of the neat things that visitors like to do is to try to balance the upper boulder either on their hand or on their head, as you can see me attempting to do. It was a lot of fun to try to position myself. And then we went on up to an area called Salt Valley. And this is a valley that was formed from a salt lake that had dried up over time. And John is looking at the description there that tells all about the formation of the valley. And it was just beautiful. You could see just as far as you could see. And they had a little amphitheater there where you could sit and look. And just absolutely beautiful land. And this was as far into the park as we chose to go. We had relatives that we were wanting to get on to visit. Here is Balanced Rock coming up again. And there is where we turned in to go see the window arches. The windows, as they're called. And here's the trail. You can see the loop that you walk up and around. And on the way up, you just see the most beautiful landscape, these dead branches. Here I'm at the sign that shows the north window. And here John and I are at the north window. Another shot of the north window. Just a huge arch. I'm sitting in the arch here. And there again, I'm in the north window. And then we're getting ready to venture on over to the south window. It's obviously on the other side. And here I am at the south window. And you can see the little sign down to the right. And there John and I are both there. And this is just a shot of the overall view of the area as we're walking towards the turret window. And then here John and I are in front of the turret arch. And once again, the turret arch in the back. And I really don't know which one was my favorite. They were all just spectacular. And I just love the dead limbs with the rocky background. I'm just not used to that kind of landscape. And so it's very interesting to me. And the little flowers and the just the beauty all around. And then here are the double arches. You kind of have to look for them there in the back. Here's a closer view. And then after that, we left the park, and here we are just leaving Arches. Well, I hope you enjoyed the short trip through Arches with us. You can actually see many more arches if you decide to drive through the whole park. We just were in a hurry that day, so we only saw a few.